Hello everybody, I am Dr. Geeta in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. Happy to see you all in this channel. Let us go to today's video. Welcome to this video on the topic amplitude modulation. We know that for any signal, the three important parameters are the amplitude, the frequency and phase. So the amplitude, let us represent it as V, the frequency let us represent as F, and phase let us represent as phi. In amplitude modulation, two signals are involved. The first one is the modulating signal, and the second one is the carrier signal. The modulating signal is a low frequency signal, and this signal contains the information to be transmitted across the channel. And carrier, it is a high frequency signal. It doesn't contain any information on its own. So this carrier signal will carry the information of the modulating signal to the destination. So in the modulating signal, we have amplitude, frequency and phase, and for the carrier signal also we have got the amplitude, frequency and phase. The amplitude of the modulating signal, let us represent it as Vm, the frequency as Fm and phase as pi m. And for the carrier signal, we shall represent the amplitude of the signal as Vc, frequency as Fc and phase as phi c. In modulation, the characteristics of the carrier wave is changed according to the amplitude of the modulating signal. If the amplitude of the carrier signal is changed in accordance to the amplitude of the modulating signal, it is called as amplitude modulation, which we denote it as AM. If the frequency of the carrier wave is changed in accordance to the amplitude of the message signal, then we call it as frequency modulation. If the phase of the carrier wave is changed in accordance to the amplitude of the message signal, then we call it as phase modulation. In today's video, let us see in detail about amplitude modulation. So in amplitude modulation, the amplitude of the carrier wave is changed in accordance to the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. So the message signal is also called as modulating signal. So this process is called as amplitude modulation. Now let us see this with the help of the diagram. So this is the message signal, which is a low frequency signal. Its amplitude is represented as Vm, and its frequency or the time duration for one cycle, which is taken as t, it is equal to 1 by Fm, where Fm is the frequency of the message signal. So next comes the carrier signal. The carrier signal is a high frequency signal with an amplitude Vc, and it has got a time period T equal to 1 by Fc, where Fc is the frequency of the carrier signal. Now, as in amplitude modulation, the amplitude of the carrier wave is changed according to the amplitude of the message signal. So you can see that, so this amplitude varies in accordance to the amplitude of the message signal. So that is what we see in this diagram. So this is the modulated signal. So where you can see that inside you are having the carrier wave. The carrier wave's amplitude changes in accordance to the amplitude of the message signal. So you can see the envelope of the modulated signal. The envelope of the modulated signal will be similar or will be the same as that of the message signal, whereas inside the modulating signal will be having the frequency as that of the carrier signal. So we can say that the modulated signal will be having an amplitude as that of the message signal, whereas its frequency will be equal to the frequency of the carrier signal. Next, let us see the mathematical representation of amplitude modulated waves. The modulating signal or the message signal is represented as Vm of t, and it is given by the expression Vm cos omega m of t, where Vm it is the amplitude of the message signal and omega m it is the frequency of the message signal, so the radian frequency. The carrier signal is represented as Vc of t, which is equal to Vc cos omega ct, where Vc represents the amplitude of the carrier signal and omega c represents the radian frequency of the carrier signal. Now the amplitude modulated wave is represented as Vam cos omega ct. As I told you before, the amplitude will be same as that of the message signal and the frequency will be that of the carrier signal. Now let us see how this amplitude, or what is the expression for this amplitude. So the amplitude of the modulated wave is given as Vam, so which is equal to the carrier's amplitude plus the message signal which is sitting upon the carrier signal. So it is given by the expression Vc plus Vm of t, where Vm of t is the message signal. So which we can write it as Vam equal to Vc plus, so substituting the expression for Vam of t plus, that is Vm cos omega m of t. So taking this Vc outside, we can write it as 1 plus Vm by Vc cos omega m t. So that we can write it as Vc into 1 plus Ma into cos omega m of t, where Ma is called as the modulation index. That is Ma equal to Vm by Vc. So now this Vam can be substituted in this modulated amplitude modulated wave Vam cos omega ct. So the amplitude modulated wave Vam of t is given by the expression Vam cos omega ct. So we can write this as the previous whatever expression we have found for VAM. So that is VC into 1 plus MA cos omega MT into omega cos omega CT. So that we can expand it. VC cos omega CT plus MA VC into cos omega MT cos omega CT. Using the trigonometric ratio, cos omega m of t into cos omega c of t can be written as cos omega c minus omega m of t plus cos omega c plus omega m of t divided by 2. So we are substituting this trigonometric ratio in our previous expression. So we can write VAM of t equal to VC cos omega CT plus MA VC by 2 into cos omega c minus omega m of t plus MA VC by 2 into cos omega c plus omega m of t, where VC cos omega CT represents the carrier wave, MA VC by 2 into cos omega c minus omega m of t represents the lower sideband, and MA VC by 2 into cos omega c plus omega m of t represents the upper sideband. Now let us see the spectrum of the amplitude modulated wave. So already we have obtained the expression VAM of t equal to VC cos omega CT plus MA VC by 2 into cos omega c minus omega m of t plus MA VC by 2 into cos omega c plus omega m of t. So this represents the carrier wave. So MA VC by 2 cos omega c minus omega m of t represents the lower sideband, which we write it as LSB. MA VC by 2 cos omega c plus omega m of t represents the upper sideband. So which can be represented in the frequency domain. So here the carrier frequency. So this is your carrier signal, which is occupying a frequency range omega c. Next is your lower sideband, which is omega c minus omega m, and the upper sideband omega c plus omega m. So the amplitude of the carrier wave is Vc. The amplitude of the lower sideband is MA Vc by 2, and upper sideband is MA Vc by 2. So this is the carrier. This is the lower sideband, and this is the upper sideband. So next comes the parameter bandwidth, which is the difference between the upper cutoff frequency and the lower cutoff frequency. So the bandwidth for the amplitude modulated wave can be calculated as the upper cutoff frequency is omega c plus omega m, and the lower cutoff frequency is omega c minus omega m. So we take a difference of both these upper sideband and lower sideband. So where the omega c gets cancelled, and omega m minus of minus omega, you will be getting 2 omega m. So the bandwidth of amplitude modulated wave is given as 2 into omega m. So the bandwidth of the amplitude modulated wave will be twice the bandwidth of the message signal. Next, let us see the phasor representation of the amplitude modulated wave. The amplitude variation in an amplitude modulated wave can be explained with the help of a phasor diagram. So here the carrier wave amplitude is Vc, and its amplitude is Vc. It's taken as the reference phasor. The phasor for the upper sideband rotates in anticlockwise at an angular frequency of omega m. Similarly, the phasor for the lower sideband rotates in the clockwise direction at the same angular frequency omega m. The upper side frequency rotates faster than the carrier omega m greater than omega c, and the lower side frequency rotates slower than the carrier, is omega m less than omega c. So the amplitude of the upper sideband is given as MAVC by 2, which is upper sideband, and the lower sideband the amplitude is given as MAVC by 2. The resulting amplitude of the amplitude modulated wave is at any instant is the vector sum of the two sideband phasors. So the upper sideband and lower sideband. So this is your upper sideband plus lower sideband. Using the parallelogram rule, we just take the resultant of upper sideband and lower sideband, and this is the resultant vector. So for an amplitude modulated wave, the lower sideband plus upper sideband and carrier wave together forms the amplitude modulated wave. Thank you for watching this video. See you all again in the next video. Thank you.